Tomorrow, let's get investor reaction right now. Rebecca Walser is the Walser Wealth Management CEO. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Lauren.
Does this lift corporate confidence and perhaps corporate spending, or any gains we saw for this phase one already baked into the market's gains thus far? What do you think?
I mean, it's certainly baked in somewhat because we've been expecting it. We've had announcements, that it's coming. Yeah. But I still expect, Lauren, when that ink is dry, that we will see some emotional investor reaction that, yay, it's actually done, especially since we know they walked away when they were supposed to sign the last time in May.
Yeah, Robert Lighthizer holding up the written document yesterday. Our Edward Lawrence is reporting that IP protections are addressed by this deal, which many thought wouldn't be the case, that this would be the low-hanging fruit, the phase one, if you will, and we would get to those more significant issues later down the road. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the big shock that they expected everyone to, that was the big, wow, a surprise factor, because we didn't think that the IP was going to be heavily addressed. So I really want to take some time today, Lauren, and really, review that actual provision of how it's being addressed and what the enforcement mechanisms are. But I think it's a great sign that phase one, this is not a nothing burger. This is something. This has never happened before. And this is a president had the wherewithal to do it. And it took tariffs to get it done and to show them that, listen, we really do have a lot of part of your economy, so yes.
JPMorgan and Citigroup will report their latest earnings for the fourth quarter later this morning. Now, overall, fourth quarter earnings are expected to slip about 2% per FactSet. But with this not a nothing burger, as you say, Rebecca, what does the trade deal do to corporate confidence and perhaps lifting corporate earnings expectations for the full year of 2020?
I think it just gives us a lot more runway, in my opinion. The banks are going to be mixed because we had, lower rates, 3 rate cuts last year, really, and crimps on their profitability for lending, as we know. But also, for JPMorgan and Wells that have big mortgage arms, it also buoys them on the mortgage side. So it's going to be a mixed bag, Lauren. We do expect year-over-year growth, but not necessarily we'll expect some downside from the third quarter. But yes, the China deal is going to give us more runway to basically get some more corporate confidence and maybe some R&D coming back. And so we're really excited that this is going to happen this week. It's great news.
One more for you, Rebecca. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeting this: the Dow soars, wages don't. Inequality in a nutshell. What do you make of the fact that only some people are invested in the stock market and it's not open for everybody? And, there's inequality out there. The Democratic talking point.
There's always inequality in any kind of system. I don't care if it's a all government system or not. There's inequality. It's called access by the rich. But the truth is, in this case, if the economy wasn't doing well, this is all they'd be talking about. If it's doing well, it's not important. They don't need to discuss it. And the truth is, if it wasn't doing well, a lot of people wouldn't have jobs. A lot of people wouldn't have the wage growth that we have had. We've had the highest wage growth at the lowest ends of the spectrum of employment in 10 years plus. So for her to say wages aren't growing and people can't, participate in this is just not the case at all. This is another misperception of what's really happening.
And we're going to have more on this with the Millennial panel in just a bit. Rebecca, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next.